Okay, let's have a look at the studio. I built the studio a couple of years ago. I mostly did it myself with a bit of assistance from a couple of neighbours now and again. It took quite a while to do, obviously, but well worth it. This is something I use quite a lot. It's various names, but I usually refer to them as tonal theatres, and it's just a way of controlling the light when you're doing still lifes. Allows you to kind of create fairly atmospheric kind of lighting conditions, and just a very useful way of doing things. Turning round, we have my stereo system lying on the floor. I've just never really got round to find somewhere else to put it. And as usual, when you build a nice big open white space, invariably very quickly I fill it full of hopefully mostly useful things, but a fair bit of junk as well. Here's my morsel guillotine, used for cut frames. A few old sketches that may or may not come to something at some point. One of my palettes, not a particularly good one. As you can see over here, there's yet another one. I tend to go through palettes rather than sort of cleaning them properly. They tend to have a fairly kind of limited lifespan and then just get flung out, and then I find something else. I usually favour old white melamine kitchen doors. They make very good palettes. Over here I have a painting that I'm working on at the moment. This is a copy, sort of replica I suppose, of an Abbot Henderson Thayer painting called Roses. And I don't do copies as a rule. In fact, I don't recall ever doing one other than this, apart from a little sketch again of this very painting. I just really like it, and I think it's quite a useful thing to do occasionally. I may do more. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's there's something quite relaxing about doing this kind of thing. Anyway, I quite like it. I'm not trying to do an exact replica of the painting, but I want it to look similar in terms of style. Moving over here, we have my back pinner, again for making frames, cupboards full of various things, some painting related, some not, and my nice little Nordpiece wood burner, which gets used a great deal in the winter. Keeps the studio nice and warm. I tend not to use it in the kind of spring and summer because it just gets too hot in here. It's very well insulated, this studio, and it just gets far too hot. At the moment I just sort of put this gas fire on for a few minutes, and that usually sorts us out. Here we have more shelves, my various brushes, my most expensive brush, which is made of pure badger hair. I would imagine this would probably cost you about £200 now. And the top shelf, more brushes, chainsaw. The reason that's there is because it's a fairly new chainsaw which I use for cutting my firewood, and I don't want to put it in my kind of tool garden shed where it will get really mucky and bashed up. I'm trying to keep it nice. And still life objects. The studio is it's got quite high ceilings, and I put in 4 fairly large Velux windows which are south facing, or as near as south facing as I could get. And I also have a lighting system with LED daylight tubes for those dull winter days when there's not enough natural light. The high ceilings are really nice. Give the whole place a spacious feeling of shelving with framing, etc. And that's about it. This is where I spend most of my days.